CBS News at 10.
Well, I think I have been in an environment like that, but not even close for a spring game. That's what really separates it.
A big crowd for the Big Red today. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Laura Wilson. Now, spring is in the air and more importantly, so is football. We're of course talking about the spring game, drawing in the second largest crowd in the game's history. Now, Pete here was front and center for all the action today, getting to see that new offense in motion. Tell us some more.
Well, looking for a fun day. I mean, fans must have had a blast out there. Weather was awesome. Been a long road since last season. A whole new coaching staff, new plays, both sides of the ball. Mike Riley is the man now. Husker fans got their first look at his brand of Husker football today. More than 76,000 fans. Sierra Laura say second most attended spring game for that guy's debut. Trying on the headset for the first time. On the opening drive for the red team, Adam Taylor gets the call on the zone read, 8-yard touchdown run that opens up the scoring. Taylor had 36 rush yards on the day, and that tutty, 7-0 red team. Next possession, the white team punts it to the guy you do not want to ever punt the ball to. De'Mornay Pearson-El, his Twitter handle actually is "Don't Punt 15." Almost houses it. Sam Foltz, the punter, makes a saving tackle. He had 47 return yards on that one. Second quarter, now 10-0 red team. Zach Darlington got down and dirty. He had a good game. Finds Jamal Turner for the 29-yard touchdown. Turner led the red team with 42 receiving yards, 17-0. The red on top later in the second. White team driving. A.J. Bush intercepted by Creighton Coley right before half. Your halftime score is 17-2 in favor of the red team at the break. Third quarter, Tommy Armstrong finds Pearson-El, who is all over the place. Off the play action, 32-yard score, 24-2 is now the score. Tommy's only throwing TD of the day. A.J. Bush struggling some more in the third quarter. He looks for Tariq Allen, but instead is picked off by Trey Mosley. We've heard about some in the spring. Bush had 124 yards, but 2 picks. Fourth quarter, Jordan Nelson, the Omaha Burke product, having himself a game. He averaged 10 yards a carry, had this touchdown through the air. The white team, their first touchdown of the game, they're down 24-9. The white team would add one more. Most of the starters out at this point. New Orleans native Jariah Tolbert led the white team in receiving with 55 yards and that touchdown. Folks, Mike Riley is 1-0 or 0-1, however positive or negative you are. And yes, they kept the score. The red team won 24-15. The official attendance, 76,881. Second most people at a spring game in Husker history. Channel 8 Sports Director Brett Edwards has more from Memorial Stadium.
If Mike Riley didn't know what Nebraska football was all about in the short 4 or 5 months since he's been here, he truly found out today. Over 76,000 fans filled Memorial Stadium for Nebraska's annual red-white spring game. Riley says he had a little bit of anxiety before the game.
Yeah, I sure did have nerves. They did. I did. I think that, you know, for me personally, there's been a lot happen in the last few months. So, and it's frankly still kind of a strange feeling. So you have a lot of mixed emotions. Thanks for coming. And I think that's what's touching actually about it is the amount of support, caring, excitement that the fans have.
Spring game, and you can walk out there and it's a sea of red, and that was a different experience. It was a lot of fun, though. They really are, you know, they had the wave going for a while, and it looked like they were having fun up there. So I think people are interested in what we're doing, but they're into Nebraska football and support it really well, and that made it for a nice day.
You know, heard all about, you know, the crowds that we would get for the spring game. To actually see it, I think it was just, it's a tribute to the state, it's a tribute to the school, it's a tribute to our fans.
I kind of wondered if they really understood how big a deal it is here. You know, coming from different programs across the nation, I don't think that anybody, or at least not very many people, do the spring game as big as we do.
I couldn't believe it. I ran out there. I'm like, is this game day? Seriously? Like, what's going on? There was people everywhere, but it was really fun, and I want to applaud our great fans, you know, for coming out every Saturday and supporting us. You know, it really means a lot, and it goes without saying. Like, they're the #1 fans in the nation.
We saw a little bit of everything today. The defense kept it pretty vanilla. The offense did much of the same, but we did see some playmaking ability, of course, from DeMornay Pearsonell and some of the quarterbacks. We'll talk about that coming up later in sports. Reporting from Memorial Stadium, Brett Edwards, Channel 8 Eyewitness News, Sports.
Have a lot more coming up on this game still. One of Nebraska's playmakers on the defensive side of the ball did not play today. Find out why and find out when the Huskers can get him back.
Pretty nice weather to be at a spring game.
No, it was beautiful out there.
Absolutely. Megan Conway joins us now from the Weather Center with the latest.